I am going to call this meeting to order at 11 a.m. Thank you. And it's Wednesday, the 17th of June, 2026. And I am traveling, but wanted to make this meeting. So what I've decided to do is to go ahead and um, turn the meeting over to John to act as chair. And so I am going to do that right now. John, you are chair.
All right, well, let's get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. Those who can stand, please do, and we'll say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the
of the
United
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, could we do roll call?
Yes. The roll call sheet. Trish Schreiber,
Present.
John Rutt,
Present.
Chip Lindenlaub,
Present.
Mark Huffstetler,
Present.
Katie Franklin. Katie had family business that she needed to attend to this morning. Taylor Ramos.
Present.
And Barbara Forrester Frank also let us know she would not be able to make it.
So we have a quorum. Are there any attendees, the guests that we would like to acknowledge? We certainly want the public to participate in this open meeting of the Community Choice School Commission.
Mr. Chair, I'm not seeing any hands up.
Okay. All right. So we want to welcome everybody and thank you for coming, attending this special meeting of the Community Choice School Commission. And any visitors who would like to participate, please raise your hand. We're also taking, the reason for this special meeting is because we have to take some action on an item that's listed below. And when we do vote, would you all please raise your hand, use the hand raising signal so that we can get an accurate count of who's voting for what. So I'd like to go to the first item, which is we're doing the Choice Commission encourages public comment on any item prior to the final action. So our first item is the agenda adoption for 6/17/2026. So can I get a motion for that?
I move we adopt the agenda for June 17th, 2026.
It's been moved. Do we have a second?
I second.
It's been seconded to adopt the agenda for today. Is there any discussion? With no discussion, all those in favor, please raise their hand. All right. Motion passed. So we'll move on to the item of business. So what we want to do is we're looking at an intent to sole source for special education policy training and resources. This is in our agenda packet. Hopefully you've had a chance to look it over. We've had much discussion. The executive committee has had a lot of discussion on this item. What we should expect from this sole source contract, how much money we would like to spend on this sole source contract, and the reason why we're probably going with a sole source. So is there any discussion ahead of making a motion?
John, I see Trish with her hand up.
Okay. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so I want to go ahead and make a motion. And so I move for the commission to follow through on the intent to sole source to seek policy development and training on federal special education law.
And I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to go ahead and move forward with the sole source contract to do for special education policy training and resources. Is there any discussion? Any questions? Trish?
Thank you. I just wanted to provide in discussion a little rationale behind this, both for the commission as well as for the public, that in April, at our April 22nd meeting, the commission approved directing the remaining funds from the 2025 Bradley grant to legal counsel for a review of the commission's special education model policy. So that was our initial motion that we made for expenditures. And this specific action was for legal review of federal IDEA law in comparison with what's in Title 20, Chapter 11. And we thought this was necessary at the time because federal IDEA law references state law for all of the local education agencies, which again, each of the choice schools ultimately will be. And this could create some complications in our authorizing duties as a commission. So as John said at the beginning of this, after further consideration, the executive committee determined that it's not actually in the commission's best financial interest to spend funds on legal review of a law to which the state does not yet have full access. So as an alternative, this current motion is proposing the commission contract for services that provide the commission with special education law training and for the development of resources for the commission to use in the application process and possibly for the applicants to use when developing their special education programs. So to accomplish this work, the commission would use the remaining $25,000 from the 2025 Bradley grant and the remaining amount of a contract that we looked at in the agenda package, which would be about $7,000. We can take that from the 2026 Bradley grant because this work applies to the intent of both grants. So we feel confident that we are using that money responsibly. So I just wanted to add that in there.
We had originally asked for bids on this project earlier, probably a year ago, I think, and it was outside of our ability to pay for. At that time, we kind of didn't get much interest in it. Plus, the funds were just not. It was way more than we thought it would be, and that's what's brought us to this point. So it's been a lot of discussion and meetings and thought process to get to this point.
Tara Rudd, if I could just add a little bit of detail on what you had just said there.
Sure.
Regarding, so it was last fall, I believe it was October or November, we got the responses in November from an RFP that we did release for special education work. And it had some of this work in here, but it also had significant legal work. And that's what we were very far off on budget. I think we had, significantly off. We did receive one response at that point. However, the response was incomplete and it was significantly over our budget. So at that time, we were given the permission to move forward with an intent to sole source. And as you and Member Schreiber have added, the process since then has, we've been deliberating it, I think, very carefully and have come to the conclusion that this is the right move to make in light of the legal work that may not be applicable at this time.
And funds available.
And the funds available, yes.
Any other discussion or comments? You see Chip's got his hand up.
Thank you, Vice Chair Rutt. I just wanted to add that I think there's a reason for the sole source also, and maybe Director Kinchlow would be the one to speak to this, but we did attend, Director Kinchlow and myself did attend a briefing by the two people, which is Sightline and at the NACSA conference in Houston, and they seem to be, I don't know, the recognized experts in this field, and that's the reason why we thought we'd get the best result for our money from this specific agency.
Yes, if I may comment on that, Chair Rutt.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Member Lindenlaub and Chair Rutt. Yes, that's correct. So Sightline Advisory Education Group are known to be the leaders in special education law, specifically for charter schools. So as Chip mentioned, they were presenters at a conference we attended last fall. We've also consulted with other trusted sources, I guess, that have advised us and they also recommend the Sightline Advisory Group, Lauren Morano-Rim and Paul O'Neill as the experts in the field. So the next step, if the commission approves this motion, is that I would complete an intent to sole source, and it does require that justification for why we would choose this entity to work with.
All right. Are there any other comments, questions? Trish?
I just have one little thing to add, which is we learned from the last Zoom that we did where we had voting going on, that when you raise your hand with the Zoom function, it doesn't actually record it on the YouTube. So I was just going to suggest to all the members when voting, if you physically raise your hand, then it will record that and we'll have that. Thank you.
Good point. I forgot that already. So if there's we have a motion that's been moved and seconded to accept this project as a sole source for special education policy, training, and resources. If there's no more discussion, comments, or questions, I'd like to call for a vote. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed? Motion carried, motion passed. So that was our main order of business today. Is there anything else that we would like to discuss before opening up for public comment?
Member Rutt, I just noticed we didn't open for public comment before the vote.
Okay. We didn't get her hand raised before the vote. I checked the attendee. There's one attendee. Would Mr. White care to comment on the action for sole source?
Mr. Chair, I'm not seeing the hand raised.
Thank you. So should we vote again?
No, we don't need to.
All right. So with that item and nothing else brought up for the board, we would like to ask for any public comment on items not listed on the agenda. Any questions that are not listed on the agenda? We're open to the public. We would be happy to try to answer or take move farther ahead with this. Is there any public comment at this time?
Mr. Chair, I'm not seeing any hands raised.
All right, thank you. So with that action, I believe we could take a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everyone.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. That would be at 11:15. So I believe we would have set a new record. All those in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks for attending, everyone.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.